How's it going, gamers? Rebel X here in the War Room, and today we're looking at Batman Arkham Knight. Tips and Tricks Part 4. We're looking at more upgrades to get for the Batman, along with some new combat upgrades you need to get in order to stay alive in these intense fights. So let's get into that right here, right now. Alright gamers, now to kick things off, now if you notice these guys here carrying the electric shocks and all these power shields, these are the guys that are going to be the most hazardous characters you're going to be fighting in this game. One of the best ways to deal with these guys is to either try to disarm them, or my personal favorite, shock them with your own shock weapon. This weapon allows you to basically knock these guys, incapacitate them, allow them to drop whatever type of weapon they have in their hand, and also to basically confuse them and try to knock them down as quickly as you can. Now you want to pick out the heavy targets first. I know that I'm surrounded by these characters, but really in all honesty, that guy I just took down is the most dangerous out of the group. So when you're fighting groups of enemies, make sure the guys with those electric shields are the first guys you take down, then followed by taking down these guys with the shock sticks. Alright gamers, now let's talk about the tank. Now, of course the Batman's tank is very powerful, but when you're taking on multiple drones, you're going to want to focus on upgrading your arsenal in terms of the damage output like I've done for my tank. Now, once I've filled up my special ability meter up to either full or at least 3, once you activate your special ability, because you got the upgrades needed and required through either the Wayne Tech upgrades or through Fox's upgrades, you're going to be able to take out multiple tanks at once. So really focus on upgrading the Batmobile's arsenal. Now, what's one good upgrade to get for the Batmobile that helps you take down those annoying Cobra tanks, those heavy-powered tanks? Well, the upgrade I recommend you get is called the 60mm Cannon Cobra Lure. What this does is that when you fire this shell in front of a Cobra or on the side of it, it will follow that shell as sort of a beacon, allowing you to lock on from behind and take it out from its back instead of having to follow and wait for the perfect moment to strike. Now this ability can be used at any time, especially when you're outnumbered by multiple groups of enemies and you're trying to just hold your own and along the way a Cobra shows up. You can actually pull out of the fight and then try to lure a Cobra in the wrong direction. This is very good when you're taking on multiple groups of enemies and when you don't want the Cobra to drop in on you in the midst of a fight. Now it's time to talk about one of my personal favorites, which I just got not too long ago, which is called the Disruptor for sabotaging drone controllers. Now these guys, obviously as we know, these are the guys who can walk around with those remote controls to control the drone. You can actually paint these guys as targets for their own drone. This is a very useful technique. You're going to need this the longer you go on in this game. Now as you can see right here, this is the latter part of the game when you're facing against the Arkham Knight himself, but there are going to be soldiers in the area carrying multiple drones. This will save your life every time, so I really recommend you get the Disruptor for drones. Now let's talk about combat. Now one of the abilities I recommend you get is called the Freefall Focus MK2 upgrade ability. This is going to cost you 8 upgrade points, but this is really worth it. What this does is that every time you're facing in combat against multiple groups of enemies and you're chaining different combos and different attacks, it increases your damage output. This ability will double, if not triple that damage the longer you go into combos. So once you start reaching the 20 to 30 combo range, one hit to even an enemy you've only struck once will incapacitate them with that one hit. As long as you continue the chain, you're able to do multiple attacks at once. I really recommend that you get this upgrade because even during side missions, not just the main story, but side missions, you are going to be outnumbered by multiple groups of enemies at once. So really get that Freefall Focus ability. Now finally, the last 2 upgrades I recommend you look into. One's called the Explosive Gel Increased Range. This allows the explosion of the gel to hit more targets when you're planning to stay behind a wall or on the ground when you're about to engage multiple targets. This will increase the damage output and the range as well. Finally, the last one is called the Remote Drone ability. This one allows you to blind drones and enemy gun turrets for longer periods of time. So both those upgrades, if you can get them, I recommend. But if you had to get one, I would actually recommend you get the Explosive Gel because this is very easy to use in the midst of a fight. Alright gamers, all the time we have for today here in the War Room. Feel free to check back for more gameplay tips and tricks on the Batman Arkham Knight very soon, along with more games in the very near future. Until then, we'll see you guys next time here in the War Room.